Hi guys, it's me, and I know you've missed me sorely. Everybody wants to see their math teacher, right? So here I am. I wanted to give Pierce affirmation that I did bring the amaryllis plant home, and if you'll look closely, it appears that we're getting ready to get a bloom. So I thought that would cheer you up since I know you're not able to see each other, but you get to see me, and that's probably really special. So I wanted to share that. I also took a look at some of the problems that you've been doing, and it seems like there's a trend on the ones that you're struggling with. So I wanted to do a few more examples of those for you. The first one, and this one, it was not as big of a deal as the other one that I'm going to show you, but I wanted to do this one because it's too easy and I don't want you to miss it. This says, what percent of 50 is 5? What percent? Well, I don't know. So that's my x of, that means times. Then there's the 20 and the is. Well, 20 is means 20 equals. And then we have a 5. So x times 20 is the same thing as 20x. So then to find out what percent, we're going to have to divide by 20 to get the x by itself. Okay, there's a number of ways at this point to figure out what the answer is, but what I'm going to do is divide 20 into 5. You could reduce if you want to and then divide, but I'll go ahead and divide 20 into 5.00. Remember, the top goes in the box. Top box. Box top. All right, and so I'm going to divide 20 into 5. 20 doesn't go into 5, so I'm going to put the decimal point up and know that I'm going into 50 instead. So 20 goes into 50 twice, so I'm going to put the 2 over the 0 because it's going into 50, not into the 5. So it goes over that 0. That gives me 40. I'm going to subtract. I get 10. I bring down the 0, and woohoo! 20 goes into 105 times equal. So that gives me 0.25. But that doesn't mean that's what x is. The answer for x is 0.25, but that is not the answer to the question, is it? No. Because it said what percent, and this decimal is not a percent. But what is so super cool is you all know how to change change a decimal to a percent. Changing a decimal to a percent is as easy as shifting the decimal 2 spots towards where the percent sign sits. So instead of 0.25, we'll shift it twice. The answer to this is 25%. So that was so much fun. We're going to do another one. All right, so I'm making brownies, let's say. Let's say I'm making brownies for the dance. Hopefully, there will be a dance at some point. But right now, we're just pretending. So I'm making brownies for a dance, and I decided to do 30% of them with nuts. 30% of all the brownies that I'm going to make for the dance, some brownies, some not, 30% are going to have nuts. It said if I made 15 with nuts, how many total brownies did I have? Now, this was one that you all were really messing up. This is similar to the poll ones, all right? So this 15, that is definitely not the total amount of brownies that I'm making, okay? A lot of you were taking, the 30% and multiplying it by the 15. That's not going to work, all right? Because I'm looking for some grander, bigger total. The total brownies is bigger than the 15, which represents the 30% nuts, okay? So if you had to rewrite this, it would be 30% of what will give me the 15? 30% of what will give me the 15, all right? It gives you all these little hints. The word total should tell you we're looking for a big number, folks, all right? So the 30% is the 15. It said 30% of these brownies I made with nuts. That's what I made, but 30% of what? 30% of what is going to give me that 15, all right? So then I do 0.30. That's my dog. She is so cute. All right, so 0.30. The word of means times. Of what? I don't know. That's my variable. There's my is. There's my 15. Do you see how that matches? All right. So to get x by itself, I've got to divide by that number that's with the variable. So I'm going to divide both sides by 0.3 or 0.30, whichever one you prefer. Yeah, sorry about those dogs. They are really loud. All right, so we get x equals, all right, so I have to do 0.30 into 15. Doesn't really matter. You can drop that 0 if you want to. I'm going to shift it twice because you can't have a decimal out here. The understood decimal in the 15, if the decimal's out of sight, the decimal's on the, on the right. So it's here, but I've got to move that 2 spots. Bam, bam. Bring the decimal up. So that gives me this. 30 into 1500. Well, 30 doesn't go into 15, but it sure does go into 150 exactly 5 times. So I'm going to put the 5 on top of that 0 right there. 5 times 30 is 150, and that's the number that got divided into. Since it goes in nice and even, then you're really done with this, but you do have to fill in all the spots before the decimal, and in this case, we're just going to put a 0. So the answer is 50. Did they ask me what percent? No, they did not. So I am done. If it said what percent, I'd have to turn that to a percent, but I don't because it didn't ask that. It said 30% of what? Basically, 30 per how many total brownies were there? The number should go up. It did. We should feel very confident about that. If you want to check it, you could do 50 times 0.3 or 0.30, and you should get 15. All right? Let's try another one. It says in a survey, oh, look, I erased some of my writing. These dry erase boards are very erasey, aren't they? All right, so I've got, in a survey, it says 18% of respondents claimed they hate broccoli. Now, not me, because I like it, okay? It says, in a survey, 18% of respondents claimed they hate broccoli. If 72 people said they hate broccoli, how many were surveyed? How many were surveyed? So 18% happens to be 72. 18% is the amount that hate broccoli. But there was a poll done, a bunch of people surveyed, and 18%, so a very small portion of the total, did not like broccoli. So, again, what they're asking is 18% of what will give us 72. So that's what you're leaving out. You can't multiply the 0.18 times the 72. That's not going to work. You need to write your little algebraic equation, which, by the way, a lot of you are just trying to use arithmetic. You're not trying to set up an algebraic equation, and I think that's part of the problem, all right? So you need to write your equation so that you know, is it multiply, is it divide? And in this case, 0.18 is your 18%. The of is your times. The what is your x. The is your equals. So it looks like this. So you can see that multiplying by 0.182 is not going to give you the answer. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so what we need to do is get x by itself. So we're going to divide by 0.18. Looks like this. You want to put the top in the box. Top box, box top. So the 72 goes in the box. The 0.18 goes out here. Not allowed to have a decimal out here. Got to move it twice. If the decimal's out of sight, it's on the right. Got to move this decimal twice. It gives us this. And then we have to divide. Well, luckily, 18, I think, goes into 72 equal probably 4 times. Let me see if I'm right on that. Yep. All right, so 4 times into 72. I'm going to put the 4 on top of the 2 because it's going into 72. 4 times 18 is 72 equally, which means I'm done. I just have 2 zeros to fill in here and here. So the answer to this problem is 400 people were surveyed. 400 were surveyed, of which 18% did not like broccoli. Okay? Hope that helps. If you haven't done your daily points already, you may want to look at these. If you already did them, don't worry. It's all going to level out. But this is review. So I really want to, but I want to make sure you get this before test time. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Miss you. Bye.